Hello, I'm Sophia.
And hey, I'm Kristin, and we are
Under the Barbell.
Over the Bullshit.
And we're a podcast for women who are sick of being told to just eat less, move more, and what they really want is to get strong, take up space, feel confident, and age well.
That's what we're all about, empowering women to live for more than a before and after photo.
So, wherever you are, grab a coffee or a pre-workout and hit play, because your anti-diet culture BFFs have arrived. What up, you bobbers?
Hello.
You bob fam.
Hello, hello.
Hey, hi, hello.
Thank you.
I know,
I was about to be like, wait, is she not going to say it?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
It's my headache. It's my headache.
It's
that
your
I
headache.
have.
That's
Yeah.
I have like a hair on my mouth that I can't.
Ugh.
It's like, you ever get like a hair and you try to grab for it and you can't find it?
Yes.
I hate that. It's
Dude,
or like,
that is
be
the
like on your eyelash and you're like,
yes. I can't find it. Oh my God, that's the worst.
I think I got it though. I think I got it.
Yes. Yes.
We're good.
So you listened to the whole last episode? You listened to all of it?
I did not. I have about 15 minutes left.
Okay, so I'm curious because like at the very end, so when you watch the video, you see that we're laughing and sometimes so I don't know if something was going on with my mic or you just can't hear me, but also when I laugh hard, I don't make any sound.
No.
I'm just like, it's funny because if you're listening to it, you're gonna be like, what's going on? It's just silent until we come back, like as we're like laughing a little bit. But in the video, you see that I'm just over here dying laughing. So I just was, and because you messaged me saying how there's like silences while we're trying to come up with an answer.
It was that, that for me, it was when we were trying to come up with an answer. It's like one of us would ask a question and then it would just be dead silence. And like, again, like if it was on the video, like I could imagine us just because I see you obviously when we're recording it. So like I can picture you going like looking and, think like it's obvious that you're thinking and you're doing something because, we didn't know what the questions were going to be. So you don't have a prepared answer. You have to think for a second.
Yeah.
And so, all the silences. There was one, I can't remember which one it was, but it felt extra long. And I literally grabbed my phone. I was like, did it turn off? Like, what happened?
Yeah, I purposely left those in there. And actually there was times that I did delete some of the silence, but still keeping it long just because it was like long. Way. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, but anyways, what's new in your world?
All right. What's for me today is my kid's birthday.
Happy birthday.
So I'm officially the mom of a 17-year-old. Like, what the fuck? How does this happen? Like, I don't know where the time went, man. Like, literally a year from today, he's going to be a whole ass adult. That's horrifying, really, if we think about it. He's a great kid, but it's still like, oh gosh, I don't know. It just goes so fast, like my husband and I were talking last night about what we want to do for him. Like I went and grabbed him a cake. We're not huge holiday people, but like we don't really do a lot. It's usually just like, hey, let's go have dinner or something like that. Like we keep it pretty simple. So I just get him I got him a little cake from the grocery store. Like they have these ones in the bakery that are like $6 and they're always great. I can't eat them because of gluten, so they have it, which is totally fine with me. I don't care. And so I went and got him one of those and he couldn't even tell us like what he wanted for his birthday. So last night I was like, we don't have anything. I was like, I'm just going to give him $100 and call it a day. Like, and I feel like that's pretty freaking generous because if I bought him a gift, I don't think it would be.
Yeah, now he can use it for whatever he wants.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. Like I usually transfer money straight to his debit card. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm like, happy birthday. Here's money on your debit card. It's like,
do whatever you want.
You're fine.
Yeah.
But that's it. It's just really, really crazy to me that he's already so old.
I know. Soon he's going to be 21 and then 30.
Man.
Yeah.
We're going to be the next conversations that we're going to be having on here are going to be about like what college he's going to go to because he's got it narrowed down. We just have to apply and see who's going to give him money. And that's a crazy, crazy thought that we're going to be getting him ready to go to college. And
it's crazy because I just saw my nieces and my nephew. My nephew had a concert and he's in first grade. So like, it's just so cute watching all the little kids. It was so fun. But I remember telling my sister, that even her youngest, all of them, every time I see them, if it's a week later, 2 weeks later, it doesn't matter how much time has passed, whether it's a
Mhm.
little bit of time or a lot of time, something about them looks older.
Yeah.
Height, features. Oh my gosh, the littlest Kember, she is such a fucking cutie. I cannot handle it. And she talks a lot more now, but finally I'm starting to get her to say my name. So sometimes it's Sophie, sometimes she'll say it, sometimes she'll go to Ophi or Fia,
Oh.
because Fia was my
Oh,
nephew.
yeah.
He said that one, but yeah, and it's funny because she'll look at me and sometimes and then look at my sister and then look at me and my sister, my twin.
Oh, yeah.
So, just going back and all of them have done this before, kinda confused, like, looking at me, looking at her, looking at me, looking at her,
That's
and then
funny.
she'll look at my tattoos, like, all of them have always they will stare at my tattoos just because I think it's just, cut the
Kids.
color on the skin or whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, they're just growing up so fast, it's
Man.
crazy.
It goes
Ugh,
so quick. I
yeah.
remember when my son was, I don't know, he was maybe 2, 3, something like that, I don't know. He came out from his bedroom. It's those you hear those stories about, like, when the kid's too quiet, something's going on, you know what I mean? And I was doing something around the house, wasn't paying any attention. This is when we lived in Vegas. We had a very, very, very small house, so it's hard to not be in each other's business. So he was in his room. I was just right outside in the dining room doing something. And he comes out and he had drawn all over himself with a marker. And he goes, "Look at my tattoos." And we were like, "Oh."
Look, did you get a picture of that?
I do have a picture of it.
Look at
Yep.
my
Yep.
tattoos.
Yep.
Oh
It
my
was like, if I
gosh.
remember right, it was like across his lip, almost like a mustache. And that, yeah.
That's
Yeah, and so I was like,
hilarious.
"Well, okay." And
Oh,
now,
that's
like, we joke
funny.
around all the time with him. We're like, "Buddy, when are you gonna get a tattoo?" He's like, "I don't want a tattoo." We try to take him to get his ear pierced all the time. Like, my husband and I are such children. He is very much the adult in the house. Like,
I can
he's
see that,
always yeah,
yes.
for
I can
sure.
see that.
Yeah, and so,
Oh my gosh.
and he gets mad because, like, we really do, like, we trust him very much, and, he's a great kid. And the one day we were touring a college campus, and they were talking about how there's a bus that will go, like, I think it's, like, 1 or 2 miles off campus and will bring you back to campus and things like that. So, the kid that was doing the tour was joking, and he was like, "So when you're at the library," like, funny, haha, talking about getting them at the bars and things.
Mhm.
And I was like, "Oh, there you go, buddy. You could do that." And he said, I can't he said something like, um, "How am I supposed" oh, because the kid talked about, like, when kids go to college, sometimes they rebel and they, like, do all these,
Yes.
we've all been there. And he was like, "I don't have anything to rebel against. You have too long of a leash on me." I was like, "I'm so sorry. We'll be more strict." Like, really get on you a lot more.
That's
Because,
funny, that's a good point, yeah.
yeah, we just tell him all the time. We're like, "Whatever, just tell me where you are. Let me know what you're doing. Let me know that you're safe." Like, we have, like, a code word that if he were to call us or text us with his word, like, we
Yep,
can, we would know to go get, just like,
yep.
we're like, "You
That's
gotta
the
go
way
make."
to do I mean, I'm not a
Yeah.
parent, but, like, having
Mhm.
a long leash, like, be just
Yeah.
that and me and Kiana have talked about that, like, how like, kinda what we're gonna do and stuff, but
Mhm.
just
Yeah.
I think it builds trust too because you're like, "Hey, you know, go do
Yep.
whatever, have fun, but, like, let us know where you are," and just having that
Yep.
conversation because, yeah,
Yeah.
they're a lot more likely then to trust you and then to
Yeah.
not feel guilty or bad or scared. Yeah.
Mhm. That was exactly it. That was my biggest thing. Like, when he was little, I always wanted to make sure that he knew that he could come to us with, like, literally anything.
Yeah.
No matter what was going on, he could trust us. We would take care of it, and, it would be fine. Like, that was always my biggest thing because I'd seen friends and things who, like, would go behind their parents' back and do things and hide, and, sometimes it would turn into a much bigger problem than it
Mhm.
needed to be if they had just trusted them. So that
Yep.
yeah, that was always our big thing. So,
Yep.
anyway, happy
Yep.
birthday to my small homie.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
So speaking of, the last episode, I think we
Mm.
did we just talk about the last episode? I
We
think we did.
did, yeah, just
So I couldn't remember. Okay.
Wow.
Oh my god. Wow. So anyways, yeah. Kiana, she messages me and oh, yeah, 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 okay. So remember the question, what would be your quote for a movie?
Oh,
something
movie
like that.
quote. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, movie quote. So she texted me, she's like, "Your quote" so what it should have been I was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe I didn't think of this." Have you seen Ron's Gone Wrong?
I never even heard of it.
Oh my god, it's so good. It's one of my favorite movies of all
Really?
time. It's an animated show series, not series,
Oh,
animated
okay.
movie, and Ron's Gone Wrong.
Okay, write it
It's
down.
so good, it's cute, it's funny, life lessons are awesome in there. But anyways, so one of the parts in there because Ron is a robot that malfunctions, basically. So you have to watch the movie to,
Mm.
like, get that. But then the boy who has the robot he gets this they're called bots, and the Ron takes off, and that's Ron. The boy is trying to chase Ron, and Ron, the robot, is underneath, I think, this truck or something's going on. He's, like, on the road, and I don't know, it's chaotic. And the boy is like, "What are you doing?" Or maybe this was in the bedroom. Anyway, I don't know, I don't remember, it was something.
It's in the movie
And
somewhere.
the boy was like, "What are you doing?" And Ron goes, "What am I doing?" And so so we quote that all the time, like, "What am I doing?" So that's probably the
That's a
movie
good
quote that I
one.
would go back and say, yeah.
God, yeah, that's actually funny you say that because I was thinking about it when I listened to it and I was like, "Oh, I should have said something," and now I don't remember what it was
Oh,
again.
shoot. Don't remember what it was.
We quote a lot of movies in this house, though. I feel like
Yeah,
it's almost too many to pick,
yeah,
which is why I can't think of any, you know?
yeah. The other thing so then 2 other things, the whole, like, exit situation, if I
I
said
kn
the
Yes, I was
numbers,
wondering. Yeah.
so she said, also wrong, I go by name of exits. So she goes by the name of
Mm.
the exit. I will say the
You go
number,
by the
which makes
number.
sense, yeah.
Okay.
59, 52, whatever. So, yes, just to
Yeah.
clarify that.
Okay.
And then she said wait, my argument was the name is bigger. Oh, her argument for that was that the name is bigger, so that's the correct thing to say, I
Like, on
guess.
the sign, like, it's
Yeah,
bigger on the sign?
yeah, I guess,
I
yeah.
Yeah, for me, it's like, I'm just never gonna remember all those numbers, but I do know what street I'm getting off when I get on the exit, and that's the name of
Yeah.
the exit, you know?
Oh my god, so funny. And then she says, "Get rid of your quote and add in Kiana's corrections for all your BS."
There you go.
Bullshit. Yeah. Nope, keeping the quote.
No, I
Keeping
gotta
the
gotta
quote.
do the quote.
Yeah.
I did a training this morning with my marketing coach, and they had like, every month they bring in, like, an expert in
Oh,
something that
yeah.
comes in and teaches us stuff, and he did one on graphic design, but he had 2 really good quotes that I took pictures of. I was like,
Ooh.
"Ooh, I think I need to send these to Sophia and see what she thinks." So, if I remember, I'll send them to you later.
I will yes, that'll
They
be
were
good.
good.
A and the other thing so I just thought of this or remembered this. Me and Kiana went on a date last week because we don't, like, see each other ever anymore, and now
Mm.
I won't see her for, like, almost a month because
Oh.
she's at drill this weekend, and then she works overnight, so she's gonna leave right away
Mm.
Sunday and go to work, and then I leave on Friday to go to a concert in Colorado, so Red Rocks, Colorado.
Oh, you're gonna
I
are you
know.
at the concerts
So
at Red
excited.
Rocks?
Yes, I'm so
Fuck
excited.
yes!
I
Oh, that's
know.
so
I've
awesome.
been wanting to go for so long. Oh, I've been wanting to go to a concert there for a long time.
Yeah.
And I'm going to 2 friends, and so if you know of Big Booty Mixes, they're the ones that created the Big Booty Mixes. It's like
Okay.
EDM mashup remixes, like, all in
Alright.
one. If you just YouTube it, you'll find them or Spotify. But last year, 2 of my friends went to that, and I was like, "Oh, I kinda regret not going." I was like, "If they
Yeah.
come back, I'm going to go." And they might have a show every year now there, I don't know, but I'm going with a friend to that show.
So
Super
fun.
excited,
Oh,
yeah.
I love that for you.
Yes, but so I'm gone next weekend, and then she's gone again the weekend after for drill, so it's, like, legit 4 weeks
Mm.
we're not seeing it. But anyways, went on a date. Shout out to Smoked Culture here in Sioux Falls. It's like
Oh.
a local, like, barbecue and brew place, but I've never heard of it. The vibe is immaculate, the food is delicious. They
Oh.
have these so I did have a seltzer from there, and it's called Humble, I think. I actually bought a few because and they have said how people comment on them all the time because they're not around anywhere else. Like, Carbless, White Claw, things
Mhm.
like that. But this one is made with honey, like not sugar.
Oh.
It's real honey. But yeah, anyways, so delicious. We went there and then we went to a hockey game. And I've always
Ah,
been like, I wonder if we're gonna ever get on the big screen. And every time for the kiss cam, I'm like, maybe this time we'll be on for kiss
yeah,
cam. And Kiana's like, they're not gonna put a lesbian couple on kiss cam. Like they've never done that, nor
yeah.
no guys, girls, whatever. So we're in the front row and like right where the glass is, which is we've never done that before,
Oh,
so that
that's
was cool.
awesome.
Yeah, that
Mhm.
was fun. And I'm just like doing something, grabbing my drink maybe, and I happen to look up at the big screen, and there I am.
No!
Yes. And I was like, oh my God. And I hit Kiana. I'm like, Kiana, look at that's us. And she like looked up, she's like, oh fuck. And she like had her drink and she like hit herself. Like she didn't want
Ah!
to be in it. And I was like
Aw.
waving and it was so awesome. I was like, finally I made it. And then get this, after the game, a friend of mine who lives in Lincoln, Nebraska, and the team here, the Stampede, it was playing Lincoln.
Okay.
And this friend of mine, he is the strength and conditioning coach for the Lincoln hockey team.
Oh, fun.
So he messages me and he's like, "Are you at the Stampede hockey game?" I'm like, "Yes. How do you know that?" I was on TV at whatever station, like not
No!
it wasn't like ESPN or anything,
Yeah, but
but whatever
still, for the
station,
game?
yeah, it was. Yeah, so I was on the
Oh,
big screen and I made it to the TV
you
and
made it on
yeah.
TV. She's
Yes.
famous, y'all.
That's actually the
Um,
third time I've been on TV.
really?
Yeah. Have we ever
What?
talked about
I
this?
don't think so.
Okay. So
Okay.
the first time I was in high school and you know the show 16 and Pregnant?
Yes.
So Chelsea
Where is this
Huska.
going?
I was not the one pregnant. But Chelsea Huska, so from
Okay.
Vermilion, she was on it one of the seasons. And our friend group, we were walking into Taco John's and that's where they filmed us. So I'm on
Oh.
an episode of 16 and Pregnant for like a solid 3, 4, 5 seconds.
Oh,
The TV is like,
funny.
or like cameras on me. So that's the first one. The second one, remember when we talked about that I worked at the Sturgis Rally?
Yes.
I was on TV because
Dancing.
yep, the dancing. I was on for what was it? It was a commercial for Full Throttle, maybe. I don't remember exactly, but I was on TV. I was on that commercial and my grandma saw it and she was like, "Is
No.
that Sophie?" So I think she like asked my mom or maybe like texted me or I don't know, something happened and so I was on TV for that and then this, I think that's it. Yeah,
That's how fun. Your
I know.
grandma. That's
I
kinda
know.
great, actually. I kinda love that.
Oh god.
Ah, that's
Yeah, but
awesome.
anyways, that's
Well,
all I got.
alright. Well, that's fun. That's keeping it see, look at us, you bobbers. Look
I
at us,
know. Look at
keeping this
us.
shit quick.
Oh, quotes though? Should we do
Quotes
our
and,
quote and
yeah,
shirt? Yep.
quote and shirt. Go ahead. What's your
Yep.
quotes?
So this is actually, I think anytime I do a quote, it's either going to be a quote or like a concept or perspective that I learn or like a little mini lesson.
Okay.
So this came from a podcast episode. I'm going to say what
Is
it
this
is.
the podcast episode you've been talking
It
about for,
is.
like
Yes, it is. And there's two of them. I'm just going to do one for now because it's kind of long. So I'll do the other one next time or on an episode. So this podcast is called Big Deal with Cody Sanchez.
Okay.
I love it. And then the guest that she has on is Bernstein. Bernstein. I don't know if I say that right. Okay, so Cody was just talking about how we say we're going to do things, we come up with all these plans, and then we don't follow through, whether it's career change or maybe like you can relate this to anything, whatever comes to mind for you. Okay, so she also talks about how she notices in Gabriel's work and a lot of things that she talks about that a lack of confidence comes up as to why we don't follow through on those things. And so she asks her, what would you say to someone who's trying to plan and change their life but doesn't have the confidence to set the kind of goals that they would need to? So her answer, she says, change the goals because we don't want to be reaching for things that we don't believe in. If we have a goal that feels out of alignment with what we believe we're capable of, we actually start to show up for it with a frequency that is not aligned with the capacity to do it. So it's not to say that we shouldn't have that desire, but we should set a goal that is on the way to that desire. So, what's the goal that can be the first step towards that dream? And by no means am I saying give up your dreams, but I'm saying make sure you put your energy first. Make sure that you're in alignment first, because if you're reaching and striving, you are blocking and will feel like a hamster in a wheel and won't ever be able to attract it. So then Cody asked, like, well, what's the process? Like, what do you actually do? Someone who has the goal but doesn't have the confidence to achieve that goal, ask yourself, what does feel good right now? Take that one first step. So, not trying to reach for the big goal overnight. You're reaching for the thing that feels achievable. Mini wins, small right actions daily add up to the big ones, which this reminds me of things that we've talked about within health and fitness.
Uh-huh.
Like, you change your
Yes.
goal to match what you can achieve right now. And so the same can be applied just like with life, whatever that may be. But I just really loved how she had said with alignment. And a lot of people will say, well,
Mhm.
even if it's not in alignment, like you got to do it anyways. But yeah, the way that she said it, I totally thought it
Yeah.
was like it just clicked for me.
Yep.
I loved
It
it.
reminds me, like, so much of what you said, she said, was it reminds me of when we were doing those goal setting episodes. I think it was maybe either right before the new year or something like that, where we talked about the idea of you might have this big, huge overarching goal, but that's not really what we're shooting for. What we're shooting for are the small, tiny steps along the way that
Mhm.
ultimately might get you there. So, like,
Yeah.
focusing in on, like you said, with health and fitness, if you have a big goal, whether it's how much weight you want to lift or if it's a weight loss goal, it's like, all right, so I know that if I want to PR my squat, I need to make sure that I'm sleeping and recovering. I need to make sure that I'm eating well. I need to make sure I'm hydrated. It's like I
Yeah.
might have this big giant squat goal, but if I'm not doing all these little pieces along the way that I can control and be successful with, then that,
Yeah. And also
mhm,
the confidence in that, because a lot of people will
yeah,
say, like, they go all in, they start doing the things, but they know, like, internally, most of the time, people know that they're not confident
yeah,
in following through with that. So you always drop down to that level, to that frequency,
right.
subconsciously, even like you don't even know it.
Yeah, I think there's so much, even as a teacher, one of the things that we would always really try to focus on, and I think it applies to all of us for anything, not just kids, but is with kids. Like, I was a math teacher, and so the goal is always, especially with a kid that struggles, and it's always to get them to experience success in whatever
Mhm.
way. It does whatever we have to do, however much I have to guide them to the answer, or no matter how much I have to break it down, get them to experience success, and they go, "Oh, damn, wait, I did that. Maybe I can do the next thing." And, like, just
Builds that
experiencing
confidence.
success builds the confidence to
Yeah.
ultimately get there. Yeah. So breaking it
Mhm.
down into the smaller parts, um, and,
Changing the goal.
make it
Yep.
change that goal. Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome.
Mhm. Yep.
Fun. All
Shirt.
right. My shirt. Strong women scare weak men.
Nice, love it. I think that's a
Yeah.
new one. Well, we haven't seen it on the podcast yet anyway.
Yeah, I've worn it in videos and things, but yeah, I think I have one more maybe that I haven't worn.
Nice.
That's so I'm a little bit torn on the shirts because I have a whole bunch of others, but they're not like explicitly feminist necessarily. They're maybe more just social justice in general.
That would be good
More
still.
about like racism, things like that. So I may
Yeah.
start having to pull those rather than continually buying more and more and more feminist shirts.
Yes. Now that would be good
Um,
though.
I have another one that I have not worn because I mean, I don't know. I don't really know what is like too far as far
We're
as like, I mean, just do it. Maybe I'll do it on the
Let's
next
do it.
one. Yeah, it
Have you talked about this topic in your social media?
about,
Like
what
whatever
topic?
the shirt is, I don't know, whatever the shirt like whatever
Oh,
the
what that shirt I'm talking about?
yeah,
Um, I mean, it's generally still like in the same realm as all the other
yeah.
stuff. Like, it's
I was
feminist thing, but it's just
okay.
the way it's worded is just a lot more explicit and
Oh,
direct. Yeah.
okay, okay. I
Yeah.
was say if there's anything that you if it's something that you've already like kind of talked about on in your social media, then I would say for sure wear it. But I mean, I think still wear it
Yeah,
just
I'll
because
just
I'm curious. Or maybe
yeah.
send me a picture of it and then I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking that. I'm like, maybe because I would just today, I was like, should I put that one on? I'm like, this one's a safer bet. And then I thought that I'm like, should I send it to her, or is she supposed to like not know what I'm wearing when it comes on? I don't know. Maybe I'll send it to you and
Yeah.
see what you think. Because
Yeah, that's
yeah.
okay, that's good. Let's do that.
So, all right, we ready to talk about this episode?
Let's do it.
We're going to talk about a couple of the big weight loss companies, Noom and Weight Watchers specifically, and we're going to look at just the marketing bullshit that they use in their advertising.
And there's a lot of it.
There's a lot of it. There
Yeah.
is. We're going to start with Loom. Loom. Not Loom. Noom.
Noom.
Loom is something else. Do you use Loom?
I used to, but not anymore. I don't have a need for it anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. I switched to Google Vids from Loom.
Yeah.
Because it's
That's
free
right.
with Google. So
Mhm.
anyway, Noom is if y'all don't know, Noom is this program that their whole big like shtick, I don't know what you want to call it, but their whole thing is like they work with the psychology and all of that. And as you will see, that's basically a crock of shit. So let's talk about why. We pulled up some of their advertising. Like I don't know what words I'm looking for today, but the advertising that they're using currently in the beginning of 2026, and we're just kind of looking at what, like I said, what strategies they use and what, like, how they word things and stuff like that, so that you can kind of identify these red flags, not only in this company, but in any company and any coach and any influencer and anything, really being able to identify those red flags to know that something's not quite right here. So,
Yes, and I think that this new in 2026, I think they have I don't know what it was before but I think that they have changed and shifted even with Weight Watchers. They've shifted,
mhm,
which I mean, this makes sense because it's what every company does as they
yeah,
should, but it's almost like transitioning into where the industry is at, which is a lot
mhm,
of diet culture stuff and
mhm,
wellness and GLP-1
yeah,
and so it's kind of matching that, but also yes, I love how you said so that they can identify red flags for themselves. And a lot of this is maybe hard to identify because it's such
yeah,
a subconscious thing and
yep,
it's psychology. So it's gonna probably be hard to, tough to
yeah.
identify, but hopefully through talking about this, then it'll help.
Yeah, I mean, you got to figure these companies have millions and millions of dollars to pay
Hmm.
people to be able to come up with this stuff. People who know the psychology and marketers are good at what they do. That's their job.
And it's
So
literally
just
to sell you, to sell
yeah,
people. That's what marketing
yep,
is. I mean, we all do it, but do they do it
yep.
in a way that
In a
is
way that's
what would
ethical,
you even
maybe.
say? Ethical. Yes, there we go.
Yeah, and I think so much of it, and not just these companies, but it's definitely in a lot of even coaches and things that I see online. They do so much where they really push the buttons on the things that people are self conscious about.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like they really like go. What am I hearing?
Can you hear that? Oh my god.
Yeah,
It's like, yeah,
I've never heard anything
some
in your background before.
construction. So they're cracking down on trees, I guess. So
Oh.
I can shut this window and see if that helps. It's a tree service. They're cutting down trees. That's what's
I
going
was
on.
just like, what? It sounded like a car crash or something. I was like, what is
Oh
happening?
god. So I was hoping you wouldn't like notice it, but I saw your eyes. I saw your facial and while you were
Yeah, I was
talking. I
like,
could see the shift and I'm like, "Oh, she can hear it." Yeah, let
yeah.
me shut my window quick.
Okay. Yeah, cool.
There, sounds better on my end. Do you hear it still?
Yeah. No, as soon as you shut the window,
Oh,
it
okay,
like
good.
almost completely turned off. Yeah.
Okay, good.
But anyway, yeah, like these companies, they really will, they know what things to say. They know what things that people and whoever they're targeting, which unfortunately a lot of these companies are targeting women. And they know what things women are, like I said, self-conscious about, or what things they're going to feel maybe shame. I don't know if shame is the right word, but all these things to make them basically to try to make you feel bad and to make you
Mhm.
feel like there's something wrong with you and you just have to have their program in order to fix whatever this thing is. And I just find it so
Yeah.
disgusting.
You know what? So, admittedly, I because this is what we're taught, even as
Mhm.
fitness coaches and
Yep.
personal trainers, nutrition coaches, we're taught to market in a way that markets to your insecurities versus the potential, like the positive. It's like the negative
Mhm.
versus the positive. So marketing to the
Yeah.
negatives, to your insecurities versus like the positives of just the opposite of that. I don't
Yeah,
know how
like
to explain what I'm
the
trying to say.
possibilities of what
Yes, the
you
possibility. Exactly.
yeah.
So I like even think I can think back that I just made this change even within the last year. I really feel like I was also marketing and posting to the insecurities, and now every time I post, I really try to switch it, and I'm trying to read through everything and make
Yeah.
sure that it is the positive, and if it's not, how can I flip it to be the positive
Yeah.
versus, the negative and into people's insecurities and things. So, yeah,
Yeah.
I think
Well,
that's even for myself.
you and I have the same background in that regard. Like we were with the
Mhm.
same company that was teaching us those same strategies.
Mhm.
And I mean, the fact of the matter is I look back and honestly I'm horrified by some of the things
Yeah, I feel bad.
I thought I was supposed to. That's what I was
Yes.
told to do. And it wasn't until I got more experience and I got more comfortable and confident in what I was doing to be able to push back on that and go, this doesn't feel good. I don't like this. I don't want to do this. And it's so easy to spot now when we see it happen.
Yes.
We just yesterday, my husband and I were talking about, because I'm working on a new sales page for my online program. And I was talking about certain things. And I said, well, that's the old blank, I don't wanna say the name of the company's way of doing it, and he goes, "Oh, yeah, definitely." He's like, "And that Like, it's just
Yeah.
literally they what the phrase they used to always use is pain points. Find their pain
Yes,
points.
pain points.
Push the buttons on their pain points. Yep, that's what they used to always
Yeah,
say, and I'm like, "Uh-uh."
and I think we can still find pain points,
Mhm.
but the way that we market can be, not the not focused solely on just, like,
Right.
the pain of it to make you feel like shit.
Yeah. The marketing coach I have now, that this is actually why my husband and I were having this conversation yesterday, is one of the things that she says and that she kind of preaches to us is we acknowledge the problem so that the person knows that we
Yes.
understand and we see it, but we don't
Yes.
dwell on it. We don't make them feel bad. And she went literally, it was on a call, on a Zoom call, and she just looked at the camera and she goes, sad people don't buy things. And so she's like, don't
Yes.
really make
Oh,
people feel sad and bad, because like, and besides, that's just ignorant.
I got goosebumps from that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
It
Yep,
is,
that's
yeah.
so it. So,
Yes.
anywho, Loom. Um,
Noom.
so Noom. Damn it! Did I say Loom again?
Yeah, you said
Ah,
loom.
God, they're too
That's
similar. For y'all
I
that, if
know.
people that doesn't know what the hell is Loom, Loom is it's like a video. You can record yourself and like screen share and record. And so, like, I used to use it for check-ins with clients. It was actually something that was really popular that schools were using during COVID to like record videos for kids and give them instructions, and then the kids would watch the videos back and things. And
Mhm.
between teacher life and then I used to use it for coaching. I literally only a few months ago got rid of it. So it's very fresh in
Mhm.
my brain. Sorry. Noom.
Noom.
Uh, um so they have, so one of their things, and something they've always done, like I said, they focus on the psychology. And one of the things that absolutely frustrates me to no end is how they market themselves as this like anti-diet, all foods can fit. We just all that shit. Except what they do is they color code their food. So foods will be labeled red, yellow, green. So tell
Mm.
me how, instead, because like we don't call foods good or bad. Well, tell me how labeling it
It's
red, yellow, and
literally the same
green,
thing.
it's the same thing without the words good and bad. It is
It's just not
exactly this.
using words, it's using color.
Exactly. Exactly. And so that was like it just frustrated me to no end, as they market themselves as like this, you can have anything. But that again, psychology, when you see a red food, you're immediately, what does your brain go to? You're immediately, you want to restrict that. You want to cut that out.
Yeah,
You want to avoid that. And so it's exactly the same damn thing.
and then you view yourself
Mhm.
or it feels like you're failing, like it's a failure
Yep.
thing, and then it that's the same thing as the words, it's moralizing food, that food is
Yes.
good or bad, like you said, but it's still the same thing. Because internally, red always means stop or bad
Mhm.
or not a good thing, So when you do that to a food, you're gonna start to think that too, and then, yeah,
Mhm.
it just keeps fueling the all or nothing mindset,
It just
and that you need to restrict and that you can't eat that food, or that
Yep.
you shouldn't eat that food, instead of teaching you that to that all foods are good and neutral. Like, I like using the word neutral.
Neutral. Yeah.
Not even good. All food has its place,
Mhm.
whether it's for emotional enjoyment or for nourishment.
Yeah.
It's just that some foods have a little bit more nutritional value than other foods. Some
That's
foods
it.
might make you feel a little shittier than other foods. So, and not, and, energy or not as much energy, So
Right.
it's, yeah, I could go on and on about that,
Yeah,
but
I know.
that's the same thing
It's the
as,
exact same thing. And so you're using this app, you're scanning in your foods and you're noticing, "Oh, red, red, red." All of a sudden you're restricting. So what are you naturally going to do? I'm going to try to only eat all the green foods. And so now we've just perpetuated this whole issue of not really understanding how to eat for your lifestyle, how to eat for your goals.
mhm,
Like you said, like I wouldn't necessarily go so far as saying good, but all foods can fit in a healthy diet, plain and
yeah,
simple. And to color code them and to essentially moralize them is just, what good is that doing? Like, the psychology behind it is not good psychology. This is not the way. We need to be undoing all of this,
yeah,
that type of a mindset instead of perpetuating it.
yep,
So let's see. Yeah, they claim one of the quotes in there is finally understand the why behind your habits. And I don't know, I'm not super 100% on this, but I believe it. I don't know if it's an app or maybe you log into the website and there's like little videos and courses, like I don't know if course is the right word, but like little videos that teach you some of the different like psychology behind things and all that. And that's like their whole thing. And so people think, okay, if I sign up with this company, I'm going to learn why I can't stop binge eating at night. I'm going to learn all these things rather than encouraging and teaching people to stop under eating during the day so that you don't feel like you have to binge at night
yeah,
or eat enough protein and fiber so that you don't feel hungry in the evenings. They're playing up the psychology side of it. There's something wrong with you and your brain, and this is why you're doing this rather than
mhm,
improving habits.
yep,
Um, so and they also, yeah, they talk about like it's just the knowledge. It's that you just don't know. If you knew more, if you had more knowledge, you wouldn't do these things. And that's a crock of shit. We all know that we should be eating more vegetables. Does that mean we do it?
nope,
You know, we all know that we should be drinking more water. Does that mean we do it? No. Like, it's not about knowledge. It's about the habits and making it fit the lifestyle and not telling people that shit is good and bad and
yeah.
making them feel terrible about it?
Yeah, and also each person, I mean, there can be a general approach, but each person is so different because each person
Mhm.
lives a totally different life. Each person's
Yeah.
viewpoint, like the way that they view the world, is totally different. The way they view
Yeah.
food, the way they view the shit that they got going on in their life. So it's like
Yeah.
each person is so different. Things like this, like companies like this, makes it almost like a one fits all approach.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? I don't
Yep.
like, how do they
100%.
individualize this? It's just,
Yeah.
it's almost like when like, this just reminded me of when someone goes into a macro calculator and it's like, how many
Yeah.
calories should I be eating and macros? Well, they're not taking into account how much you're eating now. They're not taking into account that you've been under eating for years and years and you shouldn't be
Mhm.
that low anyway. It's like, yeah, that calorie deficit number probably is, but not right now, not yet,
Yep.
because you've been under eating for so long.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and, to your point too, like, even, like, childhood experiences. I know it's just one of the things that comes up quite a lot with
Mm-hmm.
my clients. I
Yes.
have and have had several people who have all these childhood experiences where, like, their parents would put them in Weight Watchers as kids, and, you watched your moms getting on scales and talking about, negative things about their, like, there's all this
Yes.
background stuff that comes with us into adulthood, and things like this red, yellow, green and stuff like that, like, completely triggers that stuff, and it just doesn't do us any good. It's
Yeah.
it's frustrating.
That's a good point. I did not
Um,
even think about that.
yeah, man, that it comes up quite a lot, with my clients.
Mm-hmm.
So we have this document from Noom. I almost said it. I caught myself. From Noom, where they just kind of go through and talk about some of the things. But the big thing, and you already mentioned it kind of at the start of this, is that these companies, almost all of them, at least the ones I've seen anyway, these big ones are now not just pushing their weight loss program that they've been doing for years, but now they're adding in GLP-1s to the mix. And Noom is doing it as a way of, like, their whole angle is, um, the GLP-1s are going to, turn off the food noise and suppress your appetite so that you have the opportunity to build better habits without those barriers, or I don't know what you wanna call it. And I think it's just we need to just be really, really, really careful with pushing this on everybody. Not everyone needs it. I am 100% on board with people using this who need to be using it. Like, I have no problem with GLP-1s in general. My issue comes in when people are like, I just can't lose the last 10 pounds. And so they start using that.
So yes, and the thing that comes to mind for me is because when you said, like, it decreases the what do you say, like, the food noise, and it helps it,
Hmm.
like, for what
Suppress your
they're
appetite.
yeah, things like that. I wonder if they talk about, like, how long they should be on a GLP-1 for in this specific program, because one of the issues that I have with this argument of, like, they're helping people to create habits during the time of when they're have a suppressed appetite is when they get off of it, then it's just gonna come back. Like, you haven't taught them
Hmm.
or got to the root. Like, if it's a childhood thing, that's gonna
Yep.
I mean, that runs deep, and that has some roots, long, deep,
Yep.
strong roots that it's gonna you can't just put a Band-Aid on it like that and
Right.
then, go off of it, and that probably didn't make any sense, but once you then get off of the GLP-1, it it's gonna be there. It's not like the food noise is just going or the appetite suppressant is gonna be
Right.
still suppressing your appetite.
Right.
Does that make sense? Do you know what I'm trying
Yeah.
to say?
Yeah. Like,
Okay.
we need to get to the bottom of it and treat it, therapy.
Mhm.
Building all those habits and doing the things that, honestly, just a lot of these programs just don't do.
Yeah.
They just want the thing is that I think needs to really be recognized and acknowledged. Just you bobbers and Sophia, I know I'm preaching to the choir with you, but all of y'all that are listening to this, I need you to really, really, really consider what is the ultimate goal for this company or this coach or this whoever.
Yeah.
Most of the time, if they are pushing things like this, their ultimate goal is some sort of a super drastic before and after photo that they can use in their marketing so that they can sell their program to more people. It's
Yeah.
not often about your own actual well being. It's not often about your health. It's not often about teaching you the long term benefits, because if they teach you the long term benefits, then you're not going to come back and keep giving them your money.
Mhm.
So many of these programs put you in this diet culture cycle of, I'm going to make you feel like shit so that then you give me your money and you buy my program. And I'm going to give you a couple of quick wins, in this case, in the form of a GLP-1, or I'm going to teach you the psychology. And then you're going to, and so that's where the quick wins are going to come in. And then when you say, wow, I was successful, and you stop their program, you never learned those long-term healthy habits. So you end up regaining the weight that you lost, potentially even more than what you lost, oftentimes because of the damage to your metabolic health. And then you say, well, that worked for me before, I'm going to go do that again. And the cycle freaking
Mhm.
repeats.
Mhm. Yeah, you never actually learn how to have it be sustainable, and that's the
Yeah.
other thing I have an issue with too when it comes with GLP-1 is the fact that, like you said, people will just start doing it, and you're
Hmm.
not building not actually, me and a client were just talking about this because she was asking me about it, like, my thoughts on it and everything, and it's like because from her viewpoint, everyone is doing a GLP-1, and she's frustrated because she feels like she's doing it the right way, and it's taking
Hmm.
longer to see results, and I'm like, but the thing is with the GLP-1s, most people from what I know and what I've seen, they're not putting in the work to just learn even the basics of things
Mhm.
at all.
Yeah.
So then it just goes back to everything that you said. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I have a couple of clients that I've talked to. They have friends who are using them. And I do have a couple of clients that are using them. Like I said, I have no problem
Yeah,
with it
same.
being
I've had
used
clients.
when it's
Yes,
used
the right
right.
way. Yes.
When it's used
And
right.
one of my clients,
And
she did use it the right way. So if she I
yeah,
don't know if she's listening or not,
same.
but like I am for it when it's used
Mhm.
the right way
Yep.
and in certain situations, different things, like 100%. And she was also learning the habits. So yes,
Exactly.
just to make that
Yep.
clear, like
Just
I am
yeah.
also for it when it is
Yeah. Yeah, I don't
right.
want it to be misconstrued that we're anti
Like totally against
GLP-1s. We're
it.
really
Yeah.
not. Yeah, we're really not. It's how it's being used. And what I'm against is how these companies are using it purely to give people the quick win and not
Yeah.
not helping people. You have to strength train if you're on a GLP-1 because you have to maintain your muscle. When you lose weight that fast, you are going to lose muscle. So strength training will help mitigate that. And because if you don't, when you go off of it, because you've lost muscle, now your metabolism is super low, and that's when we have we could
Mhm.
go on forever.
They're abusing
But
it because it sells.
yeah, and I have a couple of my clients that I was talking with who have friends that have used it, and they know, like my clients know, like what we should be doing, like the quote right way to be using it. And they tell me, there one in particular I have in mind. She's like, I keep telling her that she needs to reach out to you so she can come, start lifting with us. She said because she's losing all this weight and she's not doing any strength training at all. And people have this person, at least anyway, has this thing in her head where if she lifts weights and builds muscle, that's weight gain. And that's the opposite of what she's trying to do on her GLP-1. And it's like, no, it's not about weight. It's about fat. It's about
Yeah.
like body composition. So your
Yeah.
GLP-1 should help you lose fat that you're having a hard time losing, but we need to be maintaining that muscle for so many reasons,
Mhm.
metabolism and bone, all of it. We have this like diet culture thing of like women, I don't want to be bulky, and then compound it with I want to lose weight really quick with the GLP-1, and it's just the perfect freaking storm,
Mhm.
and it's sad.
Mhm.
It's
It
sad.
is.
I found a slide on here because you were asking like how long do they keep you on? I don't know. I don't see just skimming. I don't see how long they keep you on, but they have a slide on here that talks about 3 different programs that they have for the GLP-1, and the first one says lose up to 30 pounds in 90 days. And they will charge you $279 a month for that, and that's just the GLP. That doesn't include the Noom program in general.
Is this on that PDF that you sent
Mhm.
me?
Yeah, if it's slide 11.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, I didn't get that far.
And then there's the next one in the middle says lose up to 11 pounds in 30 days, and that's $199 a month on top of the cost of Noom. And then the last one is $149 a month, and it says, it actually doesn't say anything about losing fat, but it just says support metabolism, inflammation, heart, and brain health. So it's the lowest dose of it, I guess, but they're still going to charge you $150 a month to for that.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. I'm still trying to find it.
It's got
What
like the pie charts on. It's like two.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, yes. First of all, that's such a fast weight
Mm-hmm.
loss in that short amount of time
Uh huh. It sure is.
for all of those.
And so, and read that sentence right up above it. Our GLP-1 behavior program entry points serve distinct buyer segments, enabling an optimized funnel and better care.
First
If
of all,
you,
what the fuck does that even mean?
yeah,
Like, that's, like,
words,
confusing
words,
to
words.
me. Yes.
And if you're a person who is super desperate because you're frustrated, you feel like you've tried all the things and you really want to lose weight, and you see that sentence and you're like, oh, it's, serve distinct buyer segments. So that's where they try to get you. And this is not one size fits all. We are individualizing it for people. And then
Mm.
enabling an optimized funnel and better care. Like you're just like, oh, well, optimize. Well, shit, sign me up.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, just a lot of the language in some of this stuff. It's just,
Yeah.
It's the big promises, that's another red flag, the big promises that they can't guarantee that that's going to be your experience because, again, individualized.
Mhm.
Um, so, anyway, I don't even know what else to say about Noom.
I think that yeah, so like you said, a big red flag would be, let's see, what did you just say?
About, like, the big promises that they can't necessarily
Yes,
keep.
like guaranteed big promises. When like, just to sum it up, that and then also color coding food or, like, if any program is,
Mhm,
like, color coding portions or foods or saying, good, bad, specifically, those are all big red flags, and then
yeah,
also, I would say, I mean, I just the behavior part of it, it's like even at that on that slide when it said behavior program entry points, like it to me, that's not you're not focusing on behavior change.
right.
You're just throwing a GLP-1 on it.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but
Um,
I mean, any you boppers who have been through Noom, and if you disagree, feel free
yeah,
to send your arguments in.
I'm happy to hear it out.
Yes.
I just scrolled up to the top of that real quick while you were talking, just like as kind of
Yeah.
finishing it, and I came across a big orange slide. It says, "Noom is the leading behavior change company, empowering everyone everywhere to live better, longer every day." What? To live better, longer every day? Like, think about that. Like the just the language in that whole entire sentence. Like, again, you're someone who's super desperate. You're to the point where you're willing to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars for something like this. The leading behavior change company, well, shit. Like, they're the leading behavior change company. And I have behaviors that need change, so I better sign up.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Weight Watchers.
Weight Watchers,
Weight
here we
Watchers,
come
like,
for ya.
this is the, like, I
Oh
feel
my
like Weight
god.
Watchers is the one that's been around forever. By comparison, Noom is very new compared to Weight
Everyone
Watchers.
knows Weight Watchers. Like
Yeah.
Noom, I remember when someone asked me about that. This was maybe a couple years ago or last year, I don't know. But when someone brought it up, I was like, "What the heck is Noom?" But yeah, Weight Watchers has
Mhm.
been around for decades. Everyone knows what Weight
Ever.
Watchers is.
Yeah, yeah. And Weight Watchers kind of rebrands sometimes. They have the points system. They categorize foods with points, and you only got so many points in a day, and you had to track your food and not go over your points. And again, though, what does that teach us? As soon as we no longer have the app or the program to know what the points all are, how do we know how to eat? We don't. You know? And it's I mean, I don't know if it's any different than red, yellow, green if a
It's the
food is
same point
5
system.
points versus 2 points or,
Yeah.
you know?
The other thing too that I when I talk to people who have done Weight Watchers before, and the thing that k- that rubs me the wrong way is that even when other programs or companies label a food as numbers, color, whatever it may be, and the food is a whole food, like fruits,
Mhm.
for example. Like I
Yeah.
remember there were some fruits that were like higher in points, but then
Yep.
people start to believe, well, they shouldn't have the fruit because it's too high of sugar. This is just one example, but
Yep.
just things like that where I can't get behind.
Yeah.
It's like the last thing we should worry about is eating too much fruit.
No.
Unless you're someone who, like, medically or you have an allergy or something
Sure.
along
A
those
medical
lines.
reason, yeah.
Yeah. But, again, it's
Yeah.
just then you feel guilty for eating certain
Mhm.
things, or you feel like you're
Yep.
a failure, or it feeds into the restriction or the all or nothing
Yep.
mentality when it
Yeah.
comes to even whole foods.
I don't know if Weight Watchers still does this, but I definitely know they used to, when I was a kid, but they would have the meetings. Do you ever have like, know people who would have to go to their Weight Watchers meeting every week?
Oh, yeah.
And they would have to weigh in publicly
Yep.
at those meetings. The amount of shame and fear and embarrassment, kind of like we talked about The Biggest Loser when they would have to weigh in
Yeah.
the extent and the lengths that they were going to just so that when they got on that scale that one day, it would be lower, dehydrating
Yep.
themselves, all this stuff is like the damage, the psychological and the mental and the emotional damage that does
Yeah.
is just I hope they don't still do that. I don't know that they still have like, with virtual and things now, I hope they don't still have those meetings where they do that publicly, but
I don't think that they do. I think maybe at one point, like, you just weighed in every week and you would maybe type in your weight,
mm,
but I don't even 100% know if that's true, but
yeah.
yeah.
So, Weight Watchers has also gotten into the GLP-1 game. Like, this line here that just cracks me up is basically they're trying to tell you, like, "Oh, it's not your willpower. Your willpower is not the problem. That's not why you keep eating food. It's a biological problem." And so let's like take this quiz or whatever it is, fill this thing out, and we're going to give you your weight health score. And then depending on your weight health score is they would recommend to a GLP-1 most likely. And
Mhm.
but like the idea of it's not a willpower problem, it's a biological one. Like, no, you're right, it's not a willpower problem. But it's also, I don't know that it's a biological one for all people either.
No, and
It's
definitely I mean, yeah, maybe some, but not like
yeah.
100%
Yeah.
biological.
Yeah. And so we're over here saying, okay, it's not about willpower. It's about, you know, like we've talked on many episodes about, maybe instead of fighting what you want, allow yourself to have it a little bit and you're not going to feel the need to fight all the time. Like you talked about, what was that? Was it candy or something? You would give yourself a sweet treat every night. And then you
Oh,
realize after a
yeah.
while, like, I just didn't even want it anymore.
Oh, yeah, because it like decreased the desire for it, basically. Like, so if you were to have the same food every single day, every single meal, eventually you're like,
Yeah.
"Ugh, I don't want that anymore." Same thing,
Yeah.
even though, like, sweets were my thing for a long time, hard for me to not I tried not to eat it, but then I wanted it more.
Hmm.
But when I started eating at least one every single day, the I don't know the word I'm trying to look for, but
Like,
it
you just
just
don't crave it, maybe. Like,
yeah, well, and it just this is gonna bug me now. It lowered my, I can't think of it now.
I'm
My
trying to
wants,
think.
my desire, my, I need to, like, find I did a
I
post about it. I, like, need to find this. What
I'm
am I trying to
struggling with
say?
words today in general. So, like, I don't know, I'm just gonna, like,
I'm gonna
talk
find
it
it
out. Like,
quick.
so when we do restrict, it makes us it's almost like the forbidden fruit kinda thing. When you're restricting, it's like, "Oh, I can't have." You always want what you can't have. Gosh, I'm just gonna keep, like, saying words and, like, hoping that work because I know what you're saying, I
I
just
know.
can't.
I'm pulling up a post that I did because I this is gonna really bug me now.
Crickets. That's it. Instead of cutting out the silence, you just put cricket sounds.
I know.
The
Oh my god, I
silence.
should start doing that. I probably could. That's hilarious. Lost its appeal. That's what I
Appe
was trying to
Sweet
get.
Lord, all that word was
Okay.
appeal. Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Once I started to eat it every single day and I caved into my cravings 'cause and I think the important thing for me was that I understood that what I my cravings were stemming from, I think emotional and just like emotional stress and just stress in general, but also the fact that I was restricting them so heavily that I wanted it more and more, and so I would, like, needed to do something different. So I had a sweet treat every single day, or I would cave into my cravings, and then eventually over time, they just lost its appeal. And now,
Yep.
yeah, I like cookies still, I like brownies and
Mhm.
ice cream, but I don't need it every single day. And I
Right.
can easily say no
And you can
if I
have
want,
a couple and not eat the
and be
whole
good.
entire thing because you
Exactly.
know that you can have some more later if you want it. It's not going
Yes,
anywhere, you
exactly,
know?
exactly. Yep.
Yeah, I think that's the trap people fall into is when they restrict it and once it's there, it's like, "Oh my god, I have to have it now because I'm not gonna be able to have it later." But
Mhm, mhm.
if we just stop restricting ourselves, guess what? There's some psychology for you. Aside from, like I said, making sure you're eating your protein and your fiber and your body is
Eating
fueled, you're
enough.
gonna have less urge to try to do those things. So, anywho, all right. So, they've gotten into the GLP-1 thing. I just saw a thing on here that wait, what it says something about their 62-year history. So they've been around for 62 years. And they have this program that I guess it seems like it's similar to Noom, where it's like leveled as far as the GLP-1s go. And the first one is called All In. It's all in mode for
Yep.
members who want a more focused, accelerated approach. And then you have lose mode for steady, sustainable progress using the trusted point system. And then maintain mode for protecting results or creating breathing room during busy seasons. But again, psychology. Think about that. If you're someone who is wanting to sign up and you are potentially wanting to choose maintain or lose mode, isn't there some sort of guilt assigned to the fact that you're not all in? You're not doing the all
Mm,
in mode?
that's a good point.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, people are gonna be like, "Yeah, I'm all in." Like, and if I'm not all if and then if they don't choose that, yeah, I could
Yeah.
for sure see that.
Yeah. So if I'm not all in, I must not be serious. So I guess I got to go
Yeah,
all in. And from, if I'm understanding the stuff correctly, the all in is a higher dose GLP-1 where you lose faster, which again just sort of perpetuates that cycle. You know,
mhm,
you lose faster, so you're losing muscle. You have this big success, air quotes, because is that really success if you're going to gain it back when you're done? And then you think, wow, okay, well, that worked before. Let me give them my
do it
money
again.
again.
Yeah. The other thing I just thought of too when it comes to the point system, and I don't know, I've never done it, so I don't know 100% exactly how it works, but
Mhm.
with the points, I mean, it's kind of similar to when someone just has a calorie goal, and that's that you
Yeah,
could eat candy bars in your points. You could eat candy bars in your calories, and that's it, and meet your points and meet your calorie goal.
right.
But we're not looking at the nutrients, the
Yeah.
macronutrients, the proteins, the fats, the carbs, the micronutrients, fruit and vegetables, things like that. So instead you're just doing points, but you don't know how much nutrients you're getting from that. Does that
Mhm.
make sense?
Yep, 100%. You ever see that study where I think he was a college professor, he wanted to prove that calories in, calories out really is the thing, and he only ate gas station foods for a month, but he stayed under his calorie goal, but it was with things like Twinkies and stuff like that. You ever see
No, I
that?
didn't see that.
And
No.
this was quite a while ago, I mean, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, and, he lost weight because he was under his calorie goal,
Yeah.
but by the time he finished it, he had a bunch of other issues that he was now dealing with
Yeah.
because he was malnourished because he wasn't getting the nutrients that
Yeah.
he needs
And he
when
was
you're
eating
only eating Twinkies and Doritos, you know?
yeah, ultra processed foods. He
Mhm.
probably felt like shit, I would
Yeah, he
assume.
did.
I guess I don't
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, he did.
Yeah, so it's like Weight
Yep.
Watchers, like, do they teach people nutrients of food? Like, what a macronutrient is, how much macros you should have, how much protein you should
Mm-mm.
have, what those foods are, you know?
Yeah,
No.
not that I'm aware of, no. No, it's
No, I don't think so
literally
either because
everything
I
is
have
just
yeah, I have had a sorry, I totally cut you off,
no,
but
you go.
I had a client who she came from Weight Watchers. She had no idea what a macronutrient was, no idea what, like, what
Mhm.
a protein, fat, carb was, no
Yep,
idea, like, how to eat to get those nutrients. She only knew by the point system.
yep, yeah. Yeah, and so
How is this healthy?
it keeps them tied to that program because if they learned how to, figure out their macros, if they learned what their foods were made up of and they could do it on their own, they wouldn't need Weight Watchers anymore. So now we're not giving them our money anymore. So we can't
Yeah,
have them be independent. We can't teach them, to do this the right way because then Weight Watchers will lose that person's money.
yeah.
It all comes back to the money every time.
I think
Every
that Weight
time.
Watchers is maybe even worse than Noom. I mean, if we're like they both have GLP-1s,
Mhm.
but at least I don't know if Noom teaches like what food the nutrients what the food is
I
made up
think
of.
it's
Like I
just
don't
the red,
know.
yellow, green. I think it's basically the same
Oh,
idea as
yeah. Okay, I
the
see.
points. And at one
Okay.
point,
Yeah,
I
it's
know
just
Weight
different.
Watchers did like 0 point foods, where it was like you could have as much of this
Yep.
as you want. And so I'm actually in several Weight Watchers groups on Facebook just because
You are.
I like to learn. Like I've been in them for years,
Yeah.
and I just watch what people are saying and watch, and that's where I get a lot of my content ideas and things. Is I'm in
Mm.
a lot of these weird ass groups on Facebook, and it's when they were doing the 0 point foods, maybe they still are, I don't know. But somebody like people would go in there and say, I'm sticking to my points, but I'm not losing any weight. And immediately people are in the comments and they're like, well, are you eating too many 0 point foods? Because 0 point foods aren't really just zero. I'm like, then
Oh
what
my
are the like
god.
the mental gymnastics that we have to do to try and
Yeah.
justify this bullshit, like, because that's the marketing. It's like, oh, we have 0 point foods. You can have as much of this as you want. Come sign up with us. Oh, just kidding. Actually, no, you can't really have as much of that as you want because it's not
Mhm.
really a 0 point food. It's just, it's, we shouldn't have to try so hard. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like when you're
Yeah.
looking at a program that you wanna do, if you feel like there's 100 hoops to jump through just to make sense of it, just to be able to do it, to be successful with it, it's probably not the one for you.
Yep. And honestly, okay, so I know that nutrition and fitness, that's like our lives. Like we teach people
Mhm.
that and we've been in that for years now. And it comes easy to us.
Sure.
But it's well, as a society, because of the marketing and diet culture,
Mhm.
it's become so overcomplicated. Guys,
Yeah.
it is so okay, I am heated probably because my period is coming soon, but
Go.
it is not that complicated.
Yeah.
Whole foods, focus on everyone talks about protein, but like fiber is
Mhm.
something that whole foods, just whole foods.
Period.
The period. Because once you start eating whole foods, I mean, people are like saying how it's hard to get enough protein, hard to get enough fiber. And yes, like maybe the next level, the next step is going to
Mhm.
be having certain goals for that. And also the other part is learning your hunger cues and trusting
Mhm.
yourself, which these programs teach you otherwise. But if we're just
Yes.
focusing on whole foods, you're going to be getting maybe not enough right away, but
You could
you
be
should
damn
be
close.
yes, yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So literally just whole foods, nutrition wise, that's
Yeah.
it.
Let's start there.
It does not have to be more
Just start
complicated
there.
than that.
It really doesn't, Yeah, just fucking fruits and vegetables, man. It's insane what you can do for a person, not only physical body as far as weight loss and stuff goes, but, like, how they feel, how they're sleeping, how their digestion is, how, even, like, moods and things, how all of that can be improved by having them eat some damn fruits and vegetables.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
so it's in such an insane thing to say, but it's so true. I see it
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah. I think I get heated because it's just to me, we overcomplicate it because of these
Yeah.
programs, and
Yes.
that's what people keep wanting are these programs to try and teach them these things, and it's like it it's just frustrating for us too when we're trying to teach people to do it the
Yeah.
right way, and they're just looking
Mhm.
for a quick fix. Okay, I'm gonna get
Yeah.
off my heated soapbox here.
Yeah, and we
I
could go
could
on
keep going.
forever. I'm gonna save this for another episode. So, anyway, hopefully I don't actually even know, like, how many red flags necessary. We pointed out some with Noom. With Weight Watchers, though, like we said, if this stuff starts to feel so complicated, that's a red flag. Like, that's not it. If it's costing you a ton of money, that's another red flag. It really shouldn't. Even hiring a coach who is going to help you learn it the right
Yeah.
way, like ourselves. I don't know. I actually don't have any idea what you charge. I don't charge anywhere near what these programs cost, like Weight Watchers and Noom and stuff. I don't charge anywhere near that.
How much is Noom even? Did we look at that?
Let me look it up. Let's see.
And Weight Watchers? Well, I guess we saw Noom
We
for the
saw
each
the
per month.
the G that was just the GLP-1 though. That
Oh,
wasn't the
GL
like program. That
oh,
wasn't to
yeah,
be
what
in
about
Noom.
and I
Let's
wonder how
see.
much Weight Watchers I don't think Weight Watchers oh, shit,
Um,
oops.
it Weight Watchers has like I think they have different. It depends on what program you're on. So it says
Like a
Noom typically
membership maybe?
costs around 70 a month for standard month to month. But let's see. Then there's the GLP-1 program. Then that starts at like 149 and up a month on top of the 70 a month, and they have a 14-day free trial. Oh, that was another thing I wanted to talk about. I'm trying to type and talk at the same time, and it is not going
Oh,
well. Like, I'm typing the wrong thing as I'm saying things. But something else I wanted to talk about is a lot of these programs, which I don't think it's necessarily Noom or Weight Watchers, but some of these other programs in general, if they are requiring you to buy their food or their bars or their whatever
red flag.
thing, huge red flag.
Yes, that's another good one. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, you should not have to. And then just like, I don't want to get into this now. I think we can get into another episode, but just the idea of a program or a person telling you exactly what to eat, giving you an exact meal plan, follow this meal plan.
Yeah.
That ain't it. You need to
Yeah.
learn how to do it on your own with the foods that you love and the foods you have
Yeah.
access to and your culture and your everything.
Yes.
Um,
There can be guides, I'll,
sure.
like, give an example of a meal
Hmm.
plan guide, or meal plan,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, we give samples
yes.
and how certain foods can fit in and and you give macros, we can give lots of ideas, but ultimately we don't want to work with a person that's going to say you have to eat this, 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 and this.
Yep. Exactly.
Okay, Weight Watchers, it depends on what you do. So they have the app only. The range here says $10 to $25 a month. Workshops plus digital. I don't know what that means, but that's 42 to 55 a month. If you get one-on-one coaching, that goes up to 90 a month. And then the GLP ones on top of it. So with the GLP-1 program, you have to pay for the program, and then you have to pay for the GLP-1, whichever one you do.
Mm,
So that compounds
I see.
there. Anyway, yeah. So
Well,
that's
I'm definitely a little bit more of an investment than
yeah.
that. But I think
Yeah,
the
I
big
am
I
too, but
but they're not individualizing it for you.
yeah, that's just it.
And they're not teaching you to make it work with your life.
Yep. Yep. Long-term true health, not temporary so that you keep coming back and giving me your money.
Yeah. And I will say, because I
Yeah.
know I went off on this, that like, nutrition really is not complicated, like, just whole foods. To a point, it can get to a point where it is complicated because you maybe have other things going on, whether it's
Mhm.
gut health or metabolism
Yeah.
stuff. But to start, it is so many people are like, "Well, I don't know where to start." Whole foods. That's
Yep.
it. Just
That's
start
it.
with whole
Whole
foods.
foods.
And eventually,
Whole
like,
foods.
okay, the next level then, the next step is the leveling up then is maybe figuring out what that next step is, and maybe that is a little bit complicated in our brains, but we make it complicated because we think it's
Yeah.
complicated,
Because
you
these
know?
marketing and these companies have told us it's complicated, so you're
Yes, so we
never
then
gonna
believe it.
yeah, you're never gonna understand this unless you hire me. Like, that's not a real thing. That's not a real thing.
Yes. It's not a
So,
real thing. It's not real life.
well, no, we're
Okay.
both just, like, deflated. We're like, "Ah, I'm
Yes.
just gonna let's go now.
Let's
I'm
go.
done."
Oh my gosh.
Alright. Well, hopefully that was helpful. We'd love to hear feedback. If any of y'all have ever done Noom or Weight
Yeah, even
Watchers,
if
if
you
you
have negative,
yeah, if you think, like, opposite us, like, what's
differently,
the word?
yes.
Differently. Words today.
Words.
Yeah, if you have any different insight, I'm happy to hear either way, back and forth
Yes.
like that all that, that we can all learn, and I think that would just really be a good conversation to continue to have down the line,
Yeah,
So, that'd
100%.
be cool.
Yep. Look at that. I
Look at
said in the beginning,
boom.
a 1 hour and 15 minutes as what I
Yeah.
was hoping for,
Look
and
at
here we are.
us. Here we are. So, you bobbers, make sure that you follow us on the socials at YouBobPod. You can email us at youbobpod@gmail.com. Check the show notes for all of the links that you need, including the merch store. Shout out Kiana for wearing her UBob shirt to the gym and
Yeah!
posting her picture. If y'all have UBob merch, post that. Like, wear it, take pics, post it, tag us. We want to see it. So,
Yeah.
all right.
Okay.
Thanks,
Well,
friends.
I'm gonna go de-stress,
Do you like,
just
yeah.
I need to, like, ground and calm myself, take a bath or something.
Yeah.
Whew.
All right.
Okay.
See y'all next time.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.